Welcome to this episode of Intel Focus, the review series, where we dive into the world of OSINT, disinformation, and media literacy. Each episode reviews key reports and findings, including events around the world, offering in-depth analysis on topics like intelligence gathering, digital misinformation, investigative reports, and fact-checking. This podcast aims to promote ethical and responsible practices in intelligence and information sharing. In this episode, we talk about media literacy and the importance of digital safety.
Okay, so today let's dive into internet safety, because it's not just about passwords anymore, right?
Right.
Though we will get to those. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
But today we're really going deep on how to navigate our digital lives, but with confidence.
Yeah.
And we've got some good stuff to work with today. Some insights from Kaspersky, security.org, the World Economic Forum, even the CDC Foundation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So think of it this way. If knowledge is power, this is your cybersecurity boot camp.
I like it.
Yeah. So, just the other day, I almost fell for one of those, congratulations, you've won a gift card scams.
Oh, no.
I know. I was one click away
Oh,
from handing over my credit card details for shipping fees.
Oh, gosh.
And luckily I realized just in time. But
Yeah.
it's scary how convincing these things can be.
Yeah, they're very convincing.
So what are the real risks out there, and how can we actually protect ourselves?
Well, the methods cyber criminals are using are constantly evolving, which makes it even more crucial to stay ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Kaspersky has a pretty comprehensive list of attack types.
Oh, okay.
But let's be honest, it's not just about knowing what they're called.
Right.
It's about understanding the mindset behind them.
Yeah.
Like phishing scams, for example, the one you almost fell for, those are designed to exploit human psychology, not just technical vulnerabilities.
Oh, interesting.
They prey on our desire for good deals or our fear of missing out, even our trust in authority.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not just about having the latest software. It's also about being aware of our own vulnerabilities, you know? Our habits, our tendencies, those moments when we let our guard down.
Exactly, like passwords, for instance.
Right.
Everyone knows they should be strong and unique, but how many of us actually follow that advice?
Yeah.
We reuse passwords because it's convenient.
Right.
But it's like leaving the key to your house under the welcome mat.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not a good idea.
No. And that's where password managers come in, right?
Exactly.
I've heard about them. I haven't taken the plunge yet.
Yeah.
What makes them so much better than just trying to remember a million different passwords?
Okay, so imagine having a digital vault for all your keys.
Okay.
Not just for your house, but for every online account you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what a password manager does. It generates and stores complex, unique passwords for you, so you only need to remember one mask or password to access the entire vault.
Oh, okay.
And security.org recommends a few good ones like Dashlane and Keeper.
Okay.
They also encrypt your data, adding an extra layer of security.
So it's double safe.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Think of it this way. Would you rather try to memorize the layout of a massive library or have a librarian who can instantly retrieve any book you need?
Oh, okay. That analogy really drives home the point.
Right.
Okay, so we've tackled passwords.
Yeah.
What else should we be thinking about?
Let's talk about your digital footprint.
Okay.
Every time you a post, share an article, or even just browse a website, you're leaving behind a trail of data.
Okay.
And here's the kicker. Deleting your browsing history or social media posts doesn't necessarily erase that data completely.
Wait, what? You're telling me even those embarrassing teenage photos I thought were long gone could still be lurking somewhere in the digital abyss?
You got it.
Oh.
Kaspersky emphasizes how important it is to be mindful of what we share online. Because once something is out there, it can be surprisingly persistent.
Wow.
Think of it like this. Would you share your home address with a stranger on the bus?
Probably not.
Probably not. The same caution should apply to your online activity.
That's a good point. So it's not just about what we post ourselves. It's also about understanding that our online actions really do have real-world consequences.
Exactly. And it's not just about protecting your personal information either.
Right.
It's also about being aware of the information you're consuming and sharing.
Okay.
Let's talk about those too good to be true offers for a second.
Oh, you mean my almost cruise scam?
Exactly. Or those miracle cures you see advertised.
Right.
Or even those sensational headlines that make you want to click before you even finish reading.
Yeah.
This is where media literacy becomes crucial.
Okay.
It's about having the skills to critically evaluate information, especially in the online world,
Yeah.
where things aren't always what they seem.
Yeah, the CDC Foundation actually talks about this,
All right.
which I found fascinating.
Yeah.
They argue that media literacy is just as important as basic hygiene in today's digital age.
And they're right.
Really?
Think of it like washing your hands.
Okay.
You wouldn't eat a sandwich without washing your hands first, right?
Right.
Similarly, you shouldn't consume or share information online without first giving it a quick, mental wash.
I like that, a mental wash.
Yeah.
So how do we give information that mental wash? Where do we even begin?
So the Cyberbullying Research Center, who partnered with the CDC Foundation on this,
Okay.
they break media literacy down into 3 key components.
Okay.
Create, analyze, and evaluate.
Okay, so create, analyze, evaluate.
Yeah.
Walk me through those.
Okay, so let's start with create.
Okay.
It's about understanding that we're not just passive consumers of information online. We're also creators.
That's true.
Every time we post something, share an article, or even comment on a thread,
Yeah.
we're contributing to the digital landscape.
Mm-hmm.
So before you hit that post button,
Okay.
ask yourself,
Yeah.
is this something I want to put out into the world? Is it accurate? Is it kind? Is it contributing to a positive online environment?
Right. It's about taking responsibility for the information that we're putting out there.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, analyze. This is where we put on our detective hats.
Okay, I'm ready.
When you come across a piece of information online, whether it's a news article, a social media post,
Okay.
or even a text message from a friend,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
don't just accept it at face value.
Right.
Ask yourself,
Yeah.
who created this? What's their perspective?
Yeah.
What might be their motivation?
Oh, okay.
Are they presenting all sides of the story?
So it's about looking for those hidden biases and agendas.
You got it.
Okay.
And finally, evaluate. This is where we bring it all together.
Okay.
Based on what you've analyzed, do you trust this information?
Okay.
Does it align with your values? Does it make sense? If something feels off, trust your gut. Do your own research.
Mm-hmm.
Look for credible sources. Don't just believe everything you see online.
Yeah, it's like that old saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Exactly.
Right.
Now let's apply this to a real-world example.
Okay.
Imagine you come across a video on social media that appears to show a politician saying something outrageous.
Okay. Yeah.
Your initial reaction might be shock, anger, or even amusement. Before you share that video with your entire network, pause.
I'm pausing. What's next?
Ask yourself,
Yeah.
where did this video come from? Is it from a reputable news source or just some random account?
Mm-hmm.
Does the video look and sound authentic? Are there any inconsistencies?
Oh, okay.
Could it be a deep fake?
A deep fake. You mean those videos that use AI to make it look like someone is saying or doing something they never actually did?
Exactly. Deepfakes are becoming increasingly sophisticated and harder to detect.
Wow.
This is where that analyze component is crucial.
Okay.
Look for those telltale signs, unnatural, blinking, inconsistent lighting audio that doesn't quite match the video.
Okay.
Something seems off? It probably is.
So it's about being extra vigilant in today's digital landscape because seeing isn't always believing.
Precisely. And this critical thinking should extend to all our online interactions, from spotting phishing scams to evaluating the trustworthiness of online sources.
This is a lot to take in. It's we have to become digital detectives just to navigate the internet safely.
Yeah.
And it does feel like a lot, right? How are we supposed to do all this detective work while still living our lives online?
Yeah. That's the thing, though. It's not about letting fear take over our online experience.
Right.
It's about empowering ourselves with knowledge and healthy skepticism.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like learning to drive. It seems daunting at first, right?
Yeah.
But with practice, it becomes second nature.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So how do we go from feeling overwhelmed to feeling empowered?
Well, the World Economic Forum emphasizes that creating a safer, more trustworthy internet isn't just on individuals.
Okay.
It's a collective effort. It requires individuals, tech companies, educators, and policymakers to all work together.
So it's like a digital village.
Exactly.
That we're all responsible for each other's safety.
Exactly. And just like in a village,
Yeah.
there are things we can all do to connect.
Right.
We've talked about practical steps like using strong passwords, being mindful of our digital footprint, and practicing media literacy.
And let's not forget those password managers. Seriously, that librarian analogy was a game changer for me.
Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective.
Yeah.
But beyond the technical tools, it's also about fostering a culture of critical thinking and digital citizenship.
Yeah. What does that look like in practice? Digital citizenship.
So it's about being mindful of the information we share and consume. It's about treating others with respect online, even when we disagree. It's about being an upstander, speaking out against cyberbullying and online harassment.
So it's about bringing those same values of empathy, kindness, and respect that we strive for in the offline world into our online interactions.
Exactly. And it's not about being perfect.
Right.
We all make mistakes online.
Yeah.
It's about learning from those mistakes and striving to create a more positive and inclusive digital space for everyone.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. It feels like we've covered so much ground, from the nitty-gritty of password security to the broader societal implications of media literacy and digital citizenship.
It was all connected, and it highlights the fact that internet safety is not a destination. It's a journey. It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and evolving alongside the ever-changing digital landscape.
So where do we go from here? What's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from today's deep dive?
You know, the internet can be an amazing tool
Sure.
for connecting, learning, and exploring.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to each of us to use that tool responsibly, ethically, and with a critical eye.
Yeah.
Stay curious, ask questions, and never stop learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of internet safety. Remember, knowledge is power, and now you have the power to navigate the digital world with confidence and awareness.